Hi dear, how are you? Hope that you're doing great. Today's lesson we're going to review equations. Remember that equations are like a balance. If we do one thing to one side of the equation, we have to do the same thing to the other side of the equation. There are so many types of equations. We have one-step equations, two-step equations, multi-step equations, and other more. We're going to check these three types of equations. The first one-step equation, is solving an equation, which means finding the value of x by one step. What we're going to do here is the following. We're going to say that x is equal to 4. This plus 3, we're going to move it to the other side of the equation, and we're going to use the inverse operation of addition, which subtraction. So this will be a minus 3. Then we write x is equal 4 minus 3, it's a 1. Number 2, m minus 5 equals minus 9. So we write m is equal to minus 9. We're going to move this minus 5 to the other side. Inverse operation of a subtraction is addition. So m is equal to integers with different signs. I'll subtract the numbers, it's a 4, and write the sign of the bigger number, which is 9. It's negative 9, so negative 4. Minus 7s equals 49. This means minus 7 times s. The inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I write s is equal 49 divided by minus 7. Then s is equal 49 divided by 7 is a 7. Since we have two integers with different signs, it's going to be a negative 7. H over 8 equals h over minus 8 equals minus 10. This means h divided by 8. The inverse operation of division is going to be multiplication. So I write h is equal to minus 10 multiplied by minus 8. Then h is going to be equal to 8 times 10. That's an 80. Both of them have the same sign, so it's going to be a positive 80. Now what if we have a fraction? We write over here that f is going to be equal 3 over 7 minus the 1 over 2. Now, two fractions, we are subtracting them. Whenever we're adding or subtracting fractions, we need the same denominator. So the 7 and the 2, I ask myself, what's the least common multiple of 7 and 2? It's going to be a 14. So I will multiply the first fraction by 2 and the second fraction by 7. I'll get over here a 6 over 14 minus a 7 over 14. And 7 minus 6 is a negative 1 out of 14. Now k minus 5 over 6 equals 9 over 12. So k is going to be equal to 9 over 12 plus the 5 out of 6. Two different denominators, I cannot add these two fractions. I ask myself, what's the LCM of 12 and 6? It's going to be a 12. So I'm going to multiply this by 2. So k is going to be equal 9 out of 12 plus a 10 out of 12. Then k is equals to 19 out of 12. Since this is an improper fraction, I divide the 19 by 12. This is going to be 1 and 7 out of 12. 3. 8 over 10c is equal to 2 over 5. Remember, this is 8 over 10 times sc. Inverse operation of division, of multiplication, is division. So c is 2 out of 5 divided by 8 out of 10. And remember, when I am dividing by a fraction, this is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So this one will be changed into times a 10 out of 8. Now I look for any simplification. 5 and 10 divide both by 5. This is a 1, this is a 2. 2 and 8 divide both by 2. This is a 1, this is a 4. And 2 divided by 4, divide them by 2. This is a 1 and this is a 2. So C is going to be equal 1 out of 2. Now two-step equations. First, I need to get rid of this negative 7. So I write 5x is equal 20. Move it to the other side. It should be a plus 7. So 5x is equals to 27. Remember, this is multiplication and the opposite is division. So x is equal 27 over 5. Then x is going to be equal 5 and 2 out of 5, since this 27 over 5 is an improper fraction. Now 4 over 5 minus 10 equals 2. First, get rid of this minus 10. So 4 over 5, x is equal to 2 plus 10. Then 4 over 5x should be equal to 12. And x is equal, this is 4 over 5 times an x, so it's going to be 12 multiplied by the reciprocal of the 4 over 5, which is 5 over 4. Any simplification? Yes. 4 and 12 divide both by 4. This is a 1 and this is a 3. So x is equal 15 out of 1. That is equal to 15. Now, 4 over 5 minus 7x equal 2 over 3. I'll write that the minus 7x is a 2 over 10. 2 out of 10. This is going to be plus 4 over 5, so it's a minus 4 out of 5. Same denominator, LCM of 10 and 5 is a 10, so I will multiply by 2. Then minus 7x is equal 2 out of 10 minus 8 out of 10. So minus 7x is going to be equals to minus 6 out of 10. Now, this is multiplying the x by the 7 over a 1. So x is going to be equal minus 6 over 10 multiplied by the reciprocal of this one, that's 1 over minus 7. Now, is there anything to simplify over here? Well, we can cross out these two minuses, and 6 over 10 we simplify by dividing them by 2. This is a 3 and this is a 5. So x is going to be equal 3 times 1 is a 3 and 5 times 7 is a 35. Now, what do you mean by a multi-step equation? First, over here, what I'm going to do is to move the x's on one side, the numbers on the other side. 2x plus x, move it to the other side, is a minus x, equals minus 6 plus 4, move it to the other side, it's going to be a minus 4. 2x minus x, 1x, which is an x, equal minus 6 minus 4, it's a minus 10, and I'm done. Now over here, 3 over 4x, move this minus 2, it will be plus minus the 2 over 8, plus 2 over 8x is equal to 8. Move the minus 7 to the other side, it's a plus 7. Now adding fractions, I need the same denominator. LCM of 4 and 8 is 8, so I will multiply the first fraction by 2. I'll get 6 out of 8x plus 2 out of 8x is equal to 8 plus 7, that's a 15. Now, 6 plus 2 is going to be 8 over 8x equal to 15. What I can simply do is simplify these two 8s, so I'll get x is equal to 15. Or I can say that x is equal to 15 multiplied by the reciprocal of 8 over 8, which is going to be 8 over 8. If I simplify these, I am left with 15. It's the same answer. Now let's see. Over here, the first thing we need to do is to make sure that I don't have two signs next to each number. So 2x minus 3 plus 4, minus and minus is plus 2x, equal 11 minus 5x plus and minus is minus 2. Okay, now put the x's together. So 2x plus 2x, this 2x and this 2x, this minus 5x will be plus 5x, equal 11 minus 2, move this plus 4, it will be minus 4, and move this minus 3, it will be plus 3. So 2x plus 2x is 4x, and 4x plus 5x is a 9x, equal 11 minus 2 is a 9, 9 minus 4 is a 5, and 5 plus 3 is an 8. So x is going to be equal 8 over 9, or this is equals to 8 times the reciprocal of 9 over a hidden 1. That's a 1 out of 9, which will be 8 over 9. It's the same answer, but this way, of course, is easier. Now, what do I have over here? I have x's and denominators. The first and easiest thing to do is to try to find the same denominator for everything over here. This 5 is over a 1. Now I ask myself, what's the LCM of 2 and 4 and 8 and 1? Of course, it's an 8. So I will multiply this one by 4. I will multiply this one by 2. This one, it's going to be the same, or I multiply it by 1. And this one, we're going to multiply it by 8. So I have 4x minus a 4, of course, over 8, minus the 2x over 8, and then be careful, minus and minus, it's a plus, so it's plus 6 out of 8 equal 1 over 8x plus a 40 out of 8. Now put the x's together and the numbers together. So 4x minus 2x, move this one to the other side. It will be, of course, over 8, minus 1 over 8x equal 40 over 8. Move this 6 over 8, it will be minus 6 over 8. Then we move this minus 4 over 8, it will be plus 4 over 8. So 4 minus 2 is going to be a 2. And 2 minus 1 is going to be a 1. So here I have 1x, which is an x, equal 40 over 8 minus 6 over 8. It's going to be 34. And 34 plus 4, it's a 38 out of 8. This is an improper fraction. So what I'm going to do is to divide 38 by 8. Then x is equals to 4. And this is going to be a 6 out of 8. But 6 out of 8 can be also simplified, so I divide by 2, which will be 4, and 3 out of 4. I'd like to thank you so much for listening. Please make sure you watch the video at least 3 times to understand the concept. Stay safe. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Ya Allah.